authentic frontier gibberish.
It's mind-boggling to you, yeah.
Oh my God.
The Bad Boys.
If I can be serious for a minute.
Punch some people in the face.
Copulating with wild women.
Might need to tone it down just.
Tone down what?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because we are class.
I don't even know who you are.
And you are trash.
Mid.
Hey there, and welcome to A+ Wrestling here on KPHR and YouTube at Hutch Henry's. We're your hosts. I'm Boris, and as always, I am joined by Hutch. How's it going, my friend?
It's going about 5 minutes behind schedule. It's going good, man. That's what the plus is in A+, really. The extra couple of minutes.
Exactly.
You know, but,
we always need to gotta pretty ourselves up, gotta calm ourselves down, gotta do stuff.
We gotta be zen. We gotta listen to the voices in our heads, which are different than the voices on the phone we talk to every week, right? We're like, hey, no, I'll see you next week. It'll happen, right? That's what's happening. You know, and honestly, if people aren't okay with the voices in our head or with the plus with us being a few minutes late, it's probably because they like an earlier version of us. They can't handle this version of us, Boris, right? And the version of them that they are right now can't handle the version of us right now. And they need to step up if they want to listen to this show and turn it to a different version. And then we'll be like, oh, all right, that's what's going on, man. It's not matter. You know, I need different packaging is what I'm saying, right? My figure is different than it was last season.
And that's the plus. That's the plus that you get here on A+ Wrestling. Hutch, we have so much to chat about. SmackDown, Raw, AEW Dynamite, and so much more.
Yes, we do. I guess so. Should we start chronologically again? Because SmackDown, let's do a quick 1-2 punch of SmackDown. What did you have planned?
That's exactly what I had planned. Let's go chronologically. Makes the most sense. Crazy, right? One day we're just gonna mix things up. We're gonna go Raw, Dynamite, SmackDown, AAA, and throw some TNA in there.
Well, if we're doing it on Tuesday, like Monday is fresh in my mind. So we can talk Monday and then we can lead into tomorrow, right? We let people know tomorrow on Dynamite. Or wait, is it Wednesday today or we're doing Wednesday? Is it Wednesday? I can't remember what date it is.
Today's Tuesday.
Okay, good. See, I'm glad I was right in my head. Suddenly I thought, wait a minute, is it Wednesday? You never know. I told you the plight of how I got things changed.
It's so weird. So about an hour and a half ago, I was doing a podcast with Leafs legend Rick Vive. I produce his podcast, and at the end of the show, we were trying to figure out when we're going to record the next show because the other host, he's going away for a little bit. Anyways, point is, he thought it was Wednesday. I'm like, no, it's Tuesday. Everyone's so confused on what day it is, and I'm like, it's freaking me out because I'm so busy this week on my 9-to-5er, and it's like I just need to calm down a little bit. Just everyone needs to be a little more tranquilo because it's freaking me out, man.
Yes. As you know, with my work, I have a lot of downtime and then I have a lot of intense work and the intense, it's fun. But this time it caught me off guard. I was telling you, usually by Sunday, I put myself out to a couple of guys and they're like, no, we're not starting yet. Okay. So I decided Sunday night to stay up really late. The first time I had all week because I was thinking maybe I could get a call because we're right on the edge of a show starting. And that they were like, no. So when it didn't happen by midday Sunday night, I was like, whatever. And I stayed up late, did some editing. I was up till 3. And never and before as this happened, I told you I got a call at 4:30 in the morning. Can you be here by 6? And I was like, oh, okay. And I have not recovered since. If only I'd had a night's sleep before the grind started. So now I'm kind of like, is it Wednesday? What day is it?
Yeah.
I have no idea what is going on.
Especially when you're up so early, right? It really messes with you. And we're both night owls. We're both busy people. We have side projects outside of our 9-to-5, and I use that in air quotes for those of you watching on YouTube or on listening on KPHR because, it's 9-to-5, but it can go from anytime till anytime.
Yes, life will hit you hard like a haluva kick that takes a U.S. title, but there are softer days There are softer days like a Penta destroyer on the outside or a Stephanie McMahon slap. That was a weak slap from Steph, But Kofi redeemed the outside one though, so that was one of the best sells of all time. But the earlier one was bad. You're not taking that on this guy.
Start with some SmackDown conversations. Okay, let's start with this. SmackDown, abysmal, horrible show. The issue that I'm having with SmackDown is when it was 2 hours, it wasn't bad, but a 3-hour SmackDown, when the person that's being featured the most is Jelly Roll, it's painful to watch.
I don't know. Yeah, a little bit. I'm maybe they're just getting it all. Imagine it had been spread out. Didn't he have like 3 or 4 segments? Imagine they were all spread out over like the last month or two, and he was on every week with one segment. I guess that would be more Danhausen-ish. Maybe it'd be easy to digest. But hey, we got a full Jelly Roll. Like, we got a lot of Jelly Roll to let us know it's happening at Mania in some fashion. But that's what the whole last couple of weeks have been. Quick title, like 4 or 5 title changes since the beginning of March, or it's crazy. And like quickly throwing the storylines at us to pack it in. Maybe the road to WrestleMania, everybody's not like, oh, it feels so weak this year. It feels weird. Maybe it's because WrestleMania is so far back in the month that it took long. Like, if it was squished up, then all this stuff that they panic with doesn't seem like a panic to us, because we're like, well, that's starting. Look at all the crazy stuff that's happening. But this time we're like, what's taking so long? And now the crazy stuff's happening. We don't realize that they're just under pressure. WrestleMania could have been 3 weeks from now, and it still would have been the 3 or 2 weeks leading up to it where everything happened, because these guys, they work best under pressure. I think
they really do. They really do.
Yeah, so that's
Fun
what
fact,
like, what are we going to freaking do?
WrestleMania is 3 weeks from now. Just throwing that out there.
Well, of course, I'm sorry, because it's like thank God Vince is in there, because like wrestle language, like English, like Japanese English, like wrestle language has definitely gone down a lot, but they still do things like 2 weeks. It's on Monday night, right? Monday Night Raw. 2 weeks from this Friday. 2 weeks from this Sunday. And you're like, so 3 weeks from now? Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? So it screws with your brain. That's one. That's one we need. Okay, I need to get a Steam Deck. So like we can have like a Danhausen that comes up like, that's 1, that's 2, right? And we gotta have all kinds of stuff. Hopefully, if somebody like your comments or watches or whatever, we can have maybe like some kind of like sound that scares the hell out of me all the time. And then I'm like, yeah, okay, Thorrington, thanks. Yeah, whatever. No matter what he says, I'm angry because I got scared. So I'm just always negative when people comments. I'm like, what was that sound? Yeah, whatever you said, buddy. Like, it'll be great.
Let's go chronologically on SmackDown. The show started with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus the Bella Twins, where the Bella Twins get the W. We're heading towards a multi-woman
wait a minute.
Team match.
Are we trying to chronological SmackDown?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I love you. I love our podcast. I love everything. The world's a great place. I love wrestling. I'm not doing that. Let's give me some highlights of SmackDown.
No. The reason, the reason I'm not going chronologically in a sense. I'm bringing this up. It's going to be a multi-team tag team match for the women.
Okay,
that's where we're heading, right?
Okay, I will talk SmackDown then. Sorry, when you were like we started with, I was like, don't tell. I'm not doing that. I'm not committed to that. I'll chronological AAA. I'll do some Raw. I'll even do. We can watch NXT live right now if you want after the show. Like, I'll do other stuff. I'm not doing that. But yes, I think like who didn't see this coming? Like, right. I mean, I guess I'm thinking about Monday, but the whole package, we all knew this was happening. That's where these gals are going. All right, here to get serious. When I look online, people are like, oh, this is dumb. Oh, these guys are some, you got your Alexa Bliss diehards who are like, oh, Alexa deserves better. And they're like, oh, Alexa deserves better. And like, everybody has, it's weird that people aren't positive about stuff. Like, what are you supposed to do? Not everybody can be a main eventer every year. And this is giving everybody a shot. Like, man, I'd love to see Julia and Kiana James in there, since they're obviously not giving Julia, a thing. I mean, they might do what they did with the IC. Maybe we'll have a women's ladder match over there or something, but I'd like to see Kiana James getting some more airtime, match time. But I think we all saw this coming,
I think so. Makes sense to me. How are you feeling about the Rhea Ripley, Jade Cargill story?
Well, I mean, we called it, right? Well, I think before I was people like, she has her baddies now. And I'm like, well, what are they going to do for the next 4 or 5 weeks? Like, she better throw people out there for her to wrestle in some fashion. So that's what happened. Was it like a minute? That was a quick match. Like, poor BFAB. But Yeah, I don't know. Rhea looks like sickly. I guess she's losing weight. She's had that back issue. Like, I thought that's at the Rumble, she was just selling real good. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh, that was a hard hit. But then she's all like contorting her face so much, like, and I'm like, oh, God, it's like, that's hell of a sell there. And then, like, but it turns out she had like a serious kind of back injury she was dealing with. And then that like hit right on the spot, like Rick Rude, Shawn Michaels styles, like right above the freaking hip, like, we're done. So, like, yeah, I think that's part of it. She doesn't want to carry around as much weight. I don't know what's going on. I'm sure there's a reason. And yeah, I guess I'm trying to avoid talking about Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill's there too.
You can. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
It's unfortunately bad. It's unfortunately bad. I'm trying to remember exactly how she worded what she said. She was all like, you know, if you and your man and you know where you then you know where it's at. If you think they're with me and I'm gonna make them look bad, then you know where it's at. And I was like, wait, does that mean she's right? Or I don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly it. So that's a thing that's happening.
Yeah.
We already talked about Jelly Roll, the whole Kit Wilson Jelly Roll stuff.
Sami Zayn.
That's literally
People
next
seem
on
to
my
be
list.
upset about that too.
So let's dissect it. How do you feel about the title change? Because I'll let my feelings known, but I want to ask you, how do you feel about it?
I don't know, man. Like, Sami Zayn's not my favorite wrestler. Like, I'm diehard indie wrestling fan. El Generico was never like my favorite indie guy, but I liked him. He was always on the shows and wrestling great guys, and like he gives her. And Sami has reached that point where he should be getting up to world champion status. You know, I'm more of an old school guy where not everybody needs to be world champ. I don't think Sami Zayn should be world champ, but like he's in the conversation. And so he should be beating Carmelo Hayes. So I'm okay with that. I know Sammy Hogan. There's been a lot of Sammy Hogan. I agree. But some of those Sammy Hogans were like trying to give him his Jey Uso moments, you know, his Gunther moments and stuff like that. But now we're kind of repeating. But well, that's what people are saying. I don't think so. We've had this frustrated Sammy, manic Sammy. Eventually it's going to lead to something crazy where he like turns or goes great. Like his super villain turn is coming soon, you know, where he's like Bond villain, right? So this is all part of it. Like he's starting to see the sneaky angles. He's like, how can I get in? How can I get my shit? He's freaking out on people, punching out Trick. So him taking up this challenge and beating Carmelo Hayes, I'm okay with it because that's what storytelling is. Yes, it does seem part of that whole like desperation thing we were talking about just now, or under what are we gonna do? But I hope Carmelo doesn't end up in the Andre Battle Royal. I guess is what I'm getting at. You know, if he gets in there with Trick and Sammy, maybe. Right?
I think so. My guess, and this is a twofer, is Sami Zayn is going to lose his ish when he loses the title against Trick Williams. And I think that will cause Sami Zayn to finally go heel, lose his ish, go crazy. You get your plot there. And then that also sets up the inevitable Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams feud that I'm assuming should last through the summer.
Yeah, like I'm okay. If right now you were to say, hey, Jay, how are you going to book this right now? Like we've decided to fire Road Dogg. What do you think? And I'd be like, well, he's left me in a pickle here with Sammy winning the title last week. Okay, what would I do? Okay, here's what I would do. This week coming up on Raw, Ilya Dragunov walks up to him with his suit and everything, and with his accent and with his like altruistic face and the way he presents himself. And he'd be like, you should be ashamed of yourself. You know, I represent blah, 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 blah. Somehow chastise him. And his like, I'm Ilya Dragunov, insert Danhausen, beep. And, you know, eep you, Sammy. You should be ashamed of yourself. And then, you know, Sammy also beeps him back or whatever. So you've got your conflict there. And then if there's bam, maybe even some fisticuffs or whatever, Sammy overreacts. So you've got, there you go. All it takes is an announcement. As we've seen in the last week, all it takes is an announcement is like, hey, punch you. And then like finally Adam Pearce is like, it's official. Then Michael Cole says it within 10 minutes and it's official. We're like, wow. The waterfall cascade coming at us. So all they have to be is all like, it's official 4-way match, right? Do we have any 4-ways other than the tag title 4-way? Like if we split it up over 2 nights, right? 2 4-ways, we can handle that, one on each night. So I can see that, and I can see Trick winning. So Sammy's going crazy, or Sammy wins. Somebody wins, obviously. Not Carmelo, probably not Dragunov. Maybe Dragunov if they want to get it away from the 3 thing that's going on. But then, yeah, book it however you want. Go with Trick and Carmelo. Go with Sammy. Maybe he wins. Sammy gets his rematch, loses again, supervillain turn, and then you've got Carmelo and Trick for US throughout the summer while Sammy's doing supervillain, right? And then and then Dragunov joins him because he makes a great, I agree with you, sir. And you're like, these guys are supervillains together. Okay,
There's something awesome about Dragunov. I don't know what it is. It's just like he's so cheesy in his delivery that it just works for pro wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So wait, let's move to the end, and I'll just talk about it quick because I'm sure we're gonna run out of time super fast here, dude. That brawl was not great. See, it didn't have any like heat. It seemed weird, you know, and it's just
it honestly seemed like a stage production of wrestling. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It seemed like they were just following a script to the T.
You're going through
you know
the
what
motions
I mean?
in a weird way.
Yeah.
And like, if we skip past AAA right into Monday, because that's the climax of SmackDown, I don't know if I'm missing anything that matters on SmackDown. Please, somebody that's watching, let us know if we missed something you want us to talk about. But if we're going to end with that, going right at the beginning of Raw, which is Stephanie and Cody, or Cody coming out, the segment wasn't that bad, right? This was a half.
I liked it. I liked it. It made up for Friday, in my opinion. You're seeing a different side of Cody, a little more intense Cody, a WTF Cody type of thing. I overall liked it. My one complaint is, it could have been anyone but Stephanie, but she's getting into the Hall of Fame. Might as well put her on TV at least once.
Yeah, okay, so that's what it was. Okay, so online people like, why is she there? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Why would Stephanie come out? Well, she's known him forever. Obviously, when he said, hey, Steph, why are you there? It was weird. It's one of those weird moments where what I said, I went like, okay, so why are you here? And then like Cody went, okay, so why are you here? And I was like she literally said what I said after I said it out loud too. I was just like, and her response was weird. She's like, well, my family and this building and this and that, and me and Andre the Giant right over there, because Stephanie always has to mention Andre. And it was just like, that's a really weird answer. That's a very wrestling answer, but I would have just been like, yeah, I'm here. I live in Manhattan, or I live in Connecticut here. They were in town. They want to talk to me about some Hall of Fame stuff. And also I've been kind of wanted to talk to you about the fact that version 1, Matt Hardy version, this version, your version, the version. I have an aversion to this version, and I think that the version of what we do should be a different version of your version, right?
Matt Hardy version 1 was the greatest incarnation of Matt Hardy, by the way. Anyway, but to your point, yes, exactly. I liked it, and I kind of like how Cody just left in his own thoughts. So that, to me, now I'm kind of curious to see what happens on Friday. It worked. They did it well. So please, WWE, please, whoever's booking SmackDown now, please have a intense follow-up.
Yeah, and like I said, he got the slap. It's not like he's gonna drop his stuff, give her the Cody cut. That's a lot of setup, right? Be nice if he could like stun her or something quick, but Cody Cutter takes a lot of setup. You're like really committing, throw your title down, whip her under your arm and stuff. Look at the crowd.
Huff and puff.
Yeah, like whip yourself around in a circle. Like, geez, man. Stunner was easy. Just kick him and then be like, psh. There you go. All right, next. And then so to end this, I like how he was like, I got 2 words for you, because then everybody in the mind is thinking like, yo, suck it. And then he's like, thank you. So he comes in and he got a pretty good reaction coming in, beginning of the show. And in the middle, you get the Randy chant, Randy, and I think they're going to get a lot of that all through the match too. That's why he needs to change his version. And as he was leaving, you got a lot more boos, and people are reading a lot into it. But it was because he said thank you instead. And they were like, boo, he should have just left the suck it hanging and walked away, right? Because then that would be way more Dusty. Dusty wouldn't say thank you. Dusty would have said, I got 2 words for you, and let the crowd like, man, right? Just the way like, as if she was all like, your dad would have never this. I like the dad back and forth too. He got her back with that too. But he could have put his hand in her face. That would have been great, right? Yep. But we move on from here. And I thought it was okay. It's okay that she's there.
Yeah,
she should have had a better.
It was a good start.
It
was a good start. Added some intensity to the main event there. Well, one of the main events of WrestleMania,
which I think this is going night 1. If you're asking me about intensity
Absolutely.
level or interest level, yeah. So congratulations
Night
to
one.
see it's like, man, he says he is everything he said he is. Like there's no way that title probably would have been night 2 if it had like continued on the path they wanted before injuries upon injuries upon injuries. Wow, like everybody's got an injury. And
Speaking of which,
yeah,
you know, we just talked about how SmackDown on the women's side, we're gonna get a multi-team. It's already been officially announced. It seems like that's what's gonna happen on the men's side. With the Usos losing their tag team titles to the Vision. I was actually a little shocked about this. But
you think there's going to be a 4-way tag team match? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I think so. No, it's okay.
No, I don't think that's going to happen at all.
No?
Like,
what do you think is going to happen?
All right. Well, okay. People that are watching this probably obviously watch Raw, so we don't need to tell you what happened. Everybody knows IShowSpeed was there. We know why he was there. Danhausen, he's in the crowd. They pull him out during the match. Blah blah blah. Brass knuckles, all that stuff. So, I don't think that it's going to be LA Knight versus IShowSpeed. People are like, "Oh, this is what's going to happen." I'm like, no, that like makes LA Knight look like a moron. It's obvious. IShowSpeed's pretty talkative. You know, he's like he's on my level. So he'll be like, "Oh, I didn't mean it, man." Blah, blah, blah. And there's footage. You can see him getting shot. LA Knight's going to be like, "I don't care. I still want you at Mania. I'm going to kick your ass." And then what's he going to lose to IShowSpeed or kick the shit out of this fucking non-wrestler guy and then be like, "Yeah, LA Knight." So like, Danhausen. Still, it wasn't bad at the first one. So that doesn't make sense to me. And now you've got the Uso thing with Division, who, as a little side note, could have won a little stronger. Like, come on, man, bloody hell with this. Like the flop on after that brass knuckle shot, and then a flop because the guy who pinned him was already like basically half dead. Like, give Division something. Anyways, I think this is going to be classic WrestleMania shenanigans. You're going to have like 6-man tag team match. It's going to be the Vision and LA Knight, the Usos and LA Knight against the Vision and IShowSpeed. And then you're going to have all your shenanigans. And at the end, IShowSpeed will turn on the Vision, bam, and like whatever. And then everybody raises their hands and the Vision walk out with their tag titles. And hey, they're all like, they still, you can picture them on the WrestleMania 3 like runway thing with their tag titles still being like, you. And then everybody and the 4 guys in the ring getting all their cheers. And LA Knight being like, I'm LA Knight. Okay, don't trip. Don't slip. Oh, but man, don't talk too fast and trip over your words.
Exactly.
You're thinking too much. Oh shit, you just fucked up. Damn it. You think
3, 4, 5.
All right, on with it. Just write it. You need to write down time codes. That matters for you. I don't know.
Exactly. It's all good. But exactly. So I agree with I can see that as well. But I don't know. You still have some options, in my opinion, where they want to go with this. Because you're right. Without LA Knight being in a multi-person match like this, a 6-person or whatever, then he's kind of left out in the cold right now.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's the way they should go. Or because that way everybody, status quo's kept, all the good guys look gooder, all the bad guys look dumber. And that's the way you want it, right? At WrestleMania. You don't want I think if I don't know. IShowSpeed against LA Knight's not going to make LA Knight look very good at all. And he's doing a pretty not bad job of making himself look bad already these days in some ways, even though we all love LA Knight. All right, you know what?
Yep.
We'll continue for a moment on LA Knight. This obviously isn't working, right? It's not working. It's like he's over. He sells merch, huge pops. We're all like, what's wrong? Like he's like so on the verge and it's like bubbling fire, but we all know that he's not. He might be world champ material if more people get goddamn injured, but he'll never be like WWE. Like he's never the champ. Like they don't have faith in him. You can tell, and like it's kind of proven in some ways. He needs to change everything. Like he needs to it's like he needs to give up. Like I don't want the best analogy I can give, even though I don't think this is what he should do. Like just imagine there was no more quick delivery. There's still the quick wit. They're still hard, right? But imagine it was more like Cody talking to Steph when he got evil there. Or imagine it's more like CM Punk. Like imagine he pulled a freaking theory, like buzz cut, no more glasses, no more BS, no more it can be more like say stuff, and then he'd be like, boom. He needs to just beat the hell out of people. He needs to become Stone Cold Steve Austin. I hate to say it that way. But imagine shaved his head, came back with a goatee, be like, "Oh, LA Knight, what are you doing here, pal?" And then it's like how that Cardona just came up, bam, doesn't matter. Randy Orton. He needs to change everything, stop talking fast. But when he talks fast, he still kind of says cutting things and intelligent things, right? But he's way too like great value version of Rock or Stone Cold, whatever. You know what I'm going with this. He needs to get rid of that. He still needs to be intelligent. He needs to have that like CM Punk vibe. Like CM Punk doesn't care. Imagine there was like, I don't know. It's there, but he needs to change everything. This is where the Vince McMahon is telling people what to do. No, I don't know, Vince. Like they would never, Tony saying, we got to give you the FTR saying, we got to give you the Midnight Express copy music. You're going to love this music. Or like when things work where guys didn't want to do it, like he needs a guy like that telling him this. He needs a Vince McMahon saying, this is what we're doing. He'd be like, no, man, like my vest and my glasses and like my merch. No, we're done. He's like, don't make me call you Max Dupree again. Listen, we're doing this. All right. And I think he needs something like that.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. Like I've been saying that for a little while. Maybe not on the show, but conversation I've had where he needs a total makeover at this point. And maybe then he can go to that next step. But, the reality is, and I think people always forget this, not everyone is going to win a world championship. Some people are meant and destined for the mid-card.
Dude, and you know what? Like I said earlier, I'm more of a like old school guy. And I think I just even said that earlier in this pod. But everybody wants to. So if I'm LA Knight and I want to be world champ and I want to be in there with Cody, like some kind of crazy heel turn or where he's like, I don't know. But imagine it's like, okay, so the other day you only saw it on fan cam when he jumped the barrier. I don't know how many weeks ago it was, but he face planted, jumping flipped. Yeah. And then like just see like I've seen him do his thing where he's fallen into the ring and caught himself, flipped over and been like, hey, like very halfway between drunk NWA, shoes of a champion and like professional, like somewhere in there where he took it off.
Remember that time that he choked on his own gum mid promo?
There you go. It's all that stuff. It's the things that are getting in the way. He's getting in his own way. He still has a hat on a hat. Like there's too many gimmicks.
Royal Rumble performance.
Yeah, there's got to be something where like he needs to stop jumping up on things. Like do not jump up to the top rope to get your move anymore. You can't even get over a goddamn barrier. Okay, obviously. But it's there, right? I want to root for the guy. Yeah, I think that's where he's at with that. For LA Knight.
All right. So you mentioned Osho Speed earlier and Danhausen. Let's talk about Danhausen. The curious case of Danhausen. Showing up every show humanly possible. Just waiting for him to show up on AAA. Cannot wait for that one. I want to see that so bad. Danhausen, like he's over. He's over. But now you're starting to see. I made the mistake of going on Twitter earlier, and now people are like, is he even a wrestler? Does he wrestle?
Yeah. He puts teeth in your mouth and then kicks you, and he can't get disqualified because he's like, why? There's already teeth in there. There's not a foreign object. Like, why? He's got teeth in his mouth already. So he can't get disqualified for using teeth. Right? That's his logic. Yeah. Like he's had a couple he had like a Psycho Sid style like leg break. He had a serious leg break. Like we're talking, if it wasn't for modern science, we're talking like infections and death. Okay. Like welcome to the end of your life kind of leg break.
Yep.
So he had a long recovery, man. We're talking like a Bianca Belair kind of thing. Like there was complications. I think he did have an infection. Things went wrong for Danhausen. So, but he's given WWE everything they really need. Maybe if the guy was another 80 pounds or 100 pounds, they'd be like, we need you to wrestle. And we want you to we're going to do actually, we've got a promo going with Kiss right now. And we think you'd be great, but since Vince isn't around and he's not 100 pounds heavier, like they've realized that what he has is great. I think CM Punk being a good advocate, probably putting iPhones in front of people, like, look at this guy. Okay. Imagine this guy being like, hey, man, like, hey, let's give it a shot. So yeah, it's great. Danhausen's great. I'm happy.
Yeah. He doesn't need to wrestle, right?
No. And what he needs to do is keep getting over. And then somebody needs to super kick him in the face. He needs to take a couple bumps, go through a table, take a couple big bumps after you've gotten how much money have you made already? Guess what? You owe the company a couple bumps. And then somebody gets really a lot of heat. They're like, did you see what that son of a bee did to Danhausen? We love Danhausen. Who's going to shoot t-shirts at us now?
But nothing crazy. Don't be Spike Dudley. No one needs to be a Spike Dudley.
No, I guess not. But dude, if somebody Spike Dudley'd Danhausen, they'd probably get some heat.
Remember Mike Awesome just tossing Spike Dudley like a rag doll onto the unprotected floor like that? That's
yes. I wasn't sure about what bump you meant, but I kind of thought to my head, and I was like, "There's that one. There's this one." And the time that he flipped over, okay, yeah, Spike Dudley. But
There's
yes,
many.
that one
There's
was
many.
not one of the ones I thought. Like the elimination from the Royal Rumble that time. I'm like, oh, that was bad. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know like some of these we don't even hear about, like the Taka Michinoku bump from the Rumble where he like did the whole wham? Like nobody talks about how effed up he got from that. They're all like, "Hey, Taka!" It's like, bro, like ruptured eardrum, like so. Like I think he cracked his jaw. He was done. Like he was like, "Oh, like back to Japan with you, buddy."
Yeah, was it Paul London? The Paul London elimination where he got in trouble for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that shooting star off the apron, he got in trouble for it, right? Yeah, I don't know why.
Yep.
Yeah, but anyways, let's move on because
let's move on. So the next thing that we saw was the irresistible forces versus Bayley, Lyra Valkyria. Again, this sets up the multi-team match at WrestleMania for the women's titles. That we already talked about that a little bit. Then we move on to Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman.
We did skip that there was a Vancouver and Liv Morgan.
That's
segment.
next. That's next.
Really? I did it chronological here, and I had it written before that. But I believe you. Like I said, I haven't slept much. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's talk about Oba,
Brock Lesnar,
Brock, and Heyman.
Oba. Okay. First thing we notice is that Brock Lesnar's in his fighting tights, right? It's part of the gimmick because he's like, "Hey, we're gonna fight somebody tonight." But I think first thing I can think of out of the top of my head is they've added the Who into the music. Right.
Yeah.
And we didn't mention earlier that the Usos have music. Now it's all like, it's just us, Us. And I was like, hey, nice to go. There you go, boys. So there you go.
Yep.
New music there. But an adjustment to Obafemi's music. I love how they're going with the flow here. But okay, also, if we can skip everything that Heyman said. Like, what did he say? Oba Femi quite a few times. I like the way he
sounded like Jabba the Hutt over there for a little bit, right?
Yeah, his like pronunciation, Jabba the Hutt, dude. Jim Cornette probably could make some jokes there. He'd be like, Jabba sounds like Jabba, talks like Jabba, looks more like Jabba every day. But some cutting stuff. Actually, we will talk about it because I'm the only manager left standing from the 80s. I love the way he phrases things. It's not like I'm the only one left. I'm the only one still working. Like, left standing, like he chooses his words. He's so great. That's why he knows what he's going to say. And he knows why words have meaning. He's not like me. He doesn't just like let it go. He doesn't like turn on the faucet. Like he thinks before he talks. But yeah, like left standing. And like he could have even said something to make it. He could have WWE'd it up like they do when they say 2 weeks from this Sunday and it's on a Monday. He could have been like, I'm the only one standing from the 80s and the only promoter from that era left too. But instead he was honest. He was like, and the only 90s promoter. Like he cuts it straight, this guy, right? As straight as his belly. As straight as like the Alfred Hitchcock. Like that, like his logo, where it's just like the side. Somebody needs to like make a meme version of that, like that intro they used to have, and it's like Paul Heyman instead, right? As well as somebody out there needs to make a Matt Hardy version 1 screen, but like with the different versions of Randy Orton as well, just like our
well played.
Thumbnail.
Well played.
Yes,
well played. Now hold on, the Alfred Hitchcock thing. I think no one under the age of 40 will understand that reference.
No, but like you can go look at it, like and it's all reruns, man. Like you want to, I can talk to you about the Rockford Files and like Green Acres if you want, but it's only because of like Nick at Night and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like again, parents are like passed out on the couch, and I'm like going through whatever channels I want. Like I'm done, right?
Yeah.
Like come on. So yeah, that's why. But not like we were around during all of this stuff. Sometimes it seems
God no. It was all,
but back when there wasn't like you could just watch whatever you want all the time. It was and we were in that phase where it went from like I went to visit my uncles in England for like a whole year, and they only had like BBC One. They didn't even have the satellites there. I'm sure they had them, but my uncle sure didn't. So you had like 6 channels, BBC 1 through 6. And I was told when I was there that 5 and 6 were new. They're brand new. I was like, oh really? Yeah, we used to only have BBC 1 through 4. These are really new. This is like 93. And they were like, it's brand new. I think it was brand new that year that I was there. Anyways, man, I did just date myself. Yes, I was around watching the Rockford Files when it was live on air.
Same here.
Okay, so
really,
Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman.
Yes, and
Wrestling.
him being
Here
awesome
on KPHR.
and his awesome promos, and then Obafemi and his ooh, right? They've added the ooh to the music, and I love that they're like going with, like they're going with the fans. They're like going with the flow on this. So did you notice that?
Yeah,
That people like
yeah.
the old
Well,
people go ooh. They've now added it to the music.
It's a huge thing because here's the thing: if it was the Vince era, they would do everything in their power to not have that happening.
Yeah, like Vince is just all like, well, no, they can't have it. They can't have their way.
Unless
but
I
at
tell
the same
you how
time,
to
he's all
cheer.
like, I let them get in here for $35. They are not allowed to be in charge. Whereas like WWE's like, dude, whatever they want, they get. Okay. Except when they pay 11 grand to make pasta with someone, let's give them Tony D'Angelo and freaking BFAB because they are not getting Cody Rhodes. That is not enough money for Cody.
Have you seen the $10,000 bus ride with Cody?
Yes, and I like wonder with I don't know with Cody. Cody might be the kind of guy that might give you a little bit. He's not an Ultimate Warrior type. Like, I don't know. I'm sure all of it is a scam. Give me a break. And like, give me a break. But I guess we don't even really need to talk about what they did, right? They haven't let them touch. They're not gonna let them touch. Boom. So ooh, he's coming out to the ooh.
You know what I loved about this segment? Not only do you get the Paul Heyman, classic Paul Heyman lines, not only do you get like you want to see them fight, but they're not gonna fight. Nothing's gonna happen. Triple H coming out. That made it feel like this match,
Yeah.
It's the money match for him, right? It's the money match.
Definitely, exactly. That's why he's there. But that's another thing Steph could have said to validate why Triple H is there. Like the very beginning, he's like, "Well, what are you doing here?" She's like, "Yeah, we were me and Paul are here tonight in New York, working out a bunch of stuff for WrestleMania. I'm talking about the Hall of Fame stuff, and I'm here with Paul. He'll be he'll be here later, whatever." And so then that's why he's there, right? I think they really missed a ball with the opening segment with the way that she responded. I'm trying to remember
There was a few things, yeah.
I wish I could remember her verbiage because it was like weirdly ridiculous. It was like asking a politician a question and then they answer and you're like, hey, that was vaguely about the subject I asked about. It was nowhere near an answer to my question, but let's move on.
Like mother, like daughter.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess so. I keep forgetting about that. That's great. But congratulations to her. The world of wrestling is Carney Danhausen, right? Carneyhausen. Ooh, I got to start remembering to just say Hausen if I can. Because they're validated now in their personal lives and outside of wrestling. So that's great for them. It's just too bad that she's working for Trump administration or whatever, however people think. But I guess I'm still talking about the ooh. And I guess, hey, okay, so Adam Pearce is like, no, it's not happening. This isn't happening. And then suddenly it's like, boom, boom, ooh, boom, boom. And like Seth Rollins too, like they're like, oh, by the way, Seth Rollins is cleared. Adam Pearce telling him Seth Rollins is cleared, and then the music starts out of nowhere. Seth Rollins, every time he comes from the crowd, his music starts first. So there is no sound man, right? There's no sound man. If The Undertaker is a phenom spirit, and we were supposed to believe that for so long, and we're supposed to believe that referees, you can breathe on them and they're knocked out forever, all the stuff we're supposed to believe in wrestling, can't they somehow put over that like Hornswoggle under the ring or like the computer or something runs the sound? Like, hey man, the Overlord, Stan Lee, the comic writer, whoever it is, the Overlord runs all that stuff. So like, yeah, because like Obafemi, we've told him he's not coming out. There's nothing happening. Like boom, boom, like somebody's getting fired. Or I guess the sound man, they have a new sound man every week. It should be like the Spinal Tap drummer, right? They should like have advertisements in every every live event should have advertisements for like new sound man needed or like whatever. Union assistant sound man, because there's a sound man there that night. But they're like, yeah, we need sound men all the time and video guys because these guys get intimidated so easy. I mean, Obafemi talked to him, I think, last week, and he was like, yes, sir, Mr. Yep. He had this planned. He was lying to me all week, that guy. Right?
Yep. You're knocking on your desk, hitting the mic.
Yeah. And yeah, it's making a sound
coming through. Yeah.
Sorry. This is a new.
Oh, good.
I have another setup that I just didn't bring into the room. So I'll be like Boris. I'll be like everybody. So welcome to the not you don't do this. A lot of people do this. I'm not even sure they realize that. I know. So welcome to the podcast.
I talk very far from my mic, to be honest.
I guess I should get a feed in my ear. Maybe I can I'll audio pan so I can hear how loud I am and what's going on. Because I am a bit of a perfectionist. So if I heard that bang in my headphone and I was like, I would have never done it again. So yeah,
you see that
just now
I can hear. I can hear everything.
Like creaking. You hear the creaking too? I bet there's creaking.
No, just a boom. The Obafemi.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay, good. Hopefully, at least it was in time. You know, like
exactly. Now, look, Brock Lesnar, Obafemi. This match should go right before Punk and Rollins.
Yeah, like it's getting main event like up there, and thank God they needed to like get heat on Mania, some stank on the Mania, and like that's what I'm most excited to see. Although I think Punk and Reigns, I want to see them more. I'm hoping Punk's got some cardio. I just don't want Punk to go beat Red in the first 5 minutes. Like, just give it some time, right?
We'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer. I'm liking this. Roxanne Perez is back. I'm liking this story. I'm liking this feud. I didn't think I would enjoy it, but here we are. I'm for it. Is Hutch for it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Like Liv Morgan's like got star written all over her in every way. Like when you see her talk to somebody that is not good on the mic, or it's like is mediocre on the mic, or is like upper mid class, she destroys them. Well, facials, movements, body language, everything. The new outfit, the like hot pants with the high heel like boots and the whole thing. It's all in. All in. Yeah.
Here we are, Dreamin' Liv Morgan on KPHR Hamilton and on YouTube at Hutch Henry's. I'm really enjoying this. Stephanie Vaquer really raising her outfit game as well for this feud.
Yeah, definitely. I'm hoping that like I guess Liv should win in some fashion, like because Liv, like, she didn't even lose her title in the first place, and like Vaquer does seem to have been cold. I think she might still be recovering from the ankle. Like they can have her like take it off and like go out and do a segment, put it back on. It's been a while. I don't think she's had a match really. I don't know. Can't recall who has and hasn't had matches. Although we'll talk about that later actually. You know what? Roxanne Perez coming back. She's so small that when she does brawl stuff, she like tries to double A people, but she just does that like thing. Like I haven't played any of the 2K games in a while, but that needs to be like one of her moves.
She reminds me of Speedy Rodriguez.
The takedown flail.
Speedy Gonzalez.
You can make fun of her all you want, but she is a mocap guy's dream. He's all like, "Oh, dude, that Perez girl got a whole set with her." Like remember in the older games, it would be like from a down position, it'd be like get up 1, get up 2, get up Matt Hardy 1. You know, it'd be like because Matt Hardy always does like the knee thing, the way he gets up. It's like they would have like a whole Roxanne Perez, like everything, right? Like the Perez springboard, Perez double leg, Perez like mounted punching, the whole freaking mocap for her.
She's unique in the ring. I appreciate that about her, right? In a company full of the possibility of cookie cutter everything, it's cool seeing uniqueness in the ring, and that's what Roxanne Perez gives you.
All the people that were in NXT at the time she was there, if you pull back, a lot of them are gone. Some of them came up, some are still there, 1 or 2, and she got brought up quick. She's very young. She's very small. So obviously they have a lot of confidence in her. She's obviously extremely savvy, probably very mature for her age. And she probably like, I like her work. I haven't dissected her work. I'm sure it's fabulous.
So here's,
I watch her all the time, but I mean,
the thing you bring this up, you know, how the confidence and blah, 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 blah. Here's the difference. And I don't know how to word this in a way to make it sound bad, but here I am. This is the difference between a Roxanne Perez who dreamed about becoming a professional wrestler her entire life versus someone that they signed and found on the NIL program. You know, I don't even mean to disparage or talk bad about someone like a Tiffany Stratton, but you can see the difference between the two.
Yeah. Tiffany has certainly, I've always given her props for being like the top level type of person who was never into wrestling and was like, no, this is the shiznit. I'm doing this from now on. This is the housing. But yeah, but like she's not a Sid Vicious, right? She wouldn't rather be playing softball. And congratulations to Sid for being in the Hall of Fame this year. But yeah, like Sid was, you know, I think he was going to become like a door-to-door salesman or something when Macho Man saw him in a gym one day and was just like, yo, you want to be a wrestler, bro? Let's do this. Right. And so, yeah, there you go. And if you're a fan, it's what it's all about.
And look at how many of those NIL signings just fade away. They get released and we're retired from wrestling.
if we're going to talk about it, our I Show Speeds and our Jelly Rolls versus our Travis Scotts. Like, these guys are wrestling because they want to. I bet you freaking Jelly Rolls probably doing all that for free. He's probably like, just get me in. Like, that's why they're putting him, like, they're so money hungry right now. They're all like chewing on a penny. They're like, oh yeah, we'll give you 4 segments then if you're doing it free. Hey, yeah, bring your kids in, do whatever. We're gonna hold you on a first single match of your career at Madison Square Garden. How's that sound? Hey, go for it, pal. Speaking of which, you did a good job. I hate to go back to SmackDown, but hey, Jelly Roll is the SmackDown. Jelly Roll is the SmackDown like celebrity, and I Show Speed is the Monday Night Raw celebrity. So each night's gonna have their own celebrity as well, right? They've got this all worked out this year.
I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I don't know why it bothers people. At the end of the day, if they're entertaining, if they like it, and they do a good job, all I need to be is a little sports entertained. All
right, like, to pull back the veil, I hate talking like this, but I'm a little more in the world of wrestling than your average person, right? So I Show Speed got his. Yeah, I hate to talk about it, but I mean, it's true.
Yes,
I Show Speed got his lumps, right? He got the Braun Breaker spear. He got it hard. Braun Breaker's still paying back the Goldberg of the universe for what he did to his freaking uncle years ago. He speared the from the side too. Like, what?
Yeah.
Right. And he still came back like, so can you do some more segments? And they're all like, yes, you can. Mr. Matsuda was like, Mr. Hogan, your leg heal? Okay, big blonde man. I guess we give you a shot. Like, he got his leg broke and he came back. Right. So they gave him their best shot. They gave him their best shot and he came back. Yep. So I Show Speed. Yep. I'm into it now.
All right. Let us move on. We had Kofi versus Penta, and this was a setup for a ladder match. We are now seeing a ladder match, and the match is this: Penta versus Javon Evans versus Dragon Lee versus JD McDonough versus Rusev. As I look through this list, you know who I don't see on this list? Vikingo, who called him out on AAA TV this past weekend and watched an IC title match.
He got shut down right there in the promo. Dude, right? I talk about this on my thing this week, the show. Like, he kind of punked out everybody. Like, he came in the ring a little bit trepidatious and then got right up in Vikingo and said some awful stuff to Vikingo, like punked him out while Omos is standing there, didn't say nothing. And then like he got right in Omos' face, like Omos should have bear slapped him, man. Like, what the hell? Take him down. But obviously it's probably because he doesn't want to be physical. WrestleMania coming up, who knows? But yeah, Vikingo's not there. Maybe he can be put in. I guess they can make up another qualifying match for him. They're like, oh yeah, Vikingo had a qualifying match on main event for this match.
Yeah.
Go on Cage Match. Rusev's had one match, which was on main event but it was a long time ago, and I highly doubt that it was for that. And JD McDonough has not had a singles match all year. So I don't know what they're talking about. Dragon Lee, I guess, deserves to be in there. Kofi Kingston deserves to be in there. Like, that was the best sell ever of a destroyer on WWE TV ever. That was amazing, the ending. And Kofi, man, I wish first in a perfect world, the New Day heel turn would have been better. If they had just like a little stank, if there was a little bit of a main event stank or something happened other than like fizzle, injury, gone. But man, that was great. I love no mustache Kofi. Like, serious. He's great.
He looks so weird. He looks so different. Like, I don't know what it is.
He's got that like African flair. Like, any second I'm expecting him to be like, oh, how do you feel like this? You come here now. You come here now. I choke you. I choke you. I kill you. You're like, and that's it. He's like legendary in so many ways. Like, if that run was a little bit better, but even without that, like, he's on the precipice of his like final little run. If he has like one more little main event, like stank thing, or one more, and by main event, I don't mean championship or end of the show. I mean like something that adds to your legacy where people are like, that time, like the thing, right? Another era for him, his final form, as it were, his final version, this version of Kofi Kingston. You cannot handle him, right?
There we go.
So yeah, like I would love to see a next step for Kofi, a final step. Kofi versus Cody, whatever. If Randy gets the title, like Kofi, is the one who takes it from him next, like last year. You're stupid. I don't know, whatever, something.
Well, let's be honest. This ladder match, right? You got Penta, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev. I can see that's 5 people. I can see them adding 1 or 2 more people. This match could be like sleeper hit of the weekend.
Yeah, pretty interesting stuff. I would hope that Penta comes out with it. I would, other guys you could get an Evans, you could pick anybody really, I guess. Right. Obviously Rusev and McDonough are doing like amazing stuff on main event, and none of us are seeing it. So, it's like a Stevie Richards like run that none of us know about from Sunday Night Heat, Stevie Night Heat, where like he had a whole like run and storyline and everything going, and like the management doesn't even know because they're not paying attention to the show. He's just like working it out with the one producer who's like fine, and he's like yes, like,
this is
like,
my show.
Like 5 months, he had like a whole like. It was like this thing going, and one day they found out, they squashed it. He's like, no. So I'm trying to remember who he was with. But yeah, like this should be fun. Maybe they'll do the same thing for Julia on the other side, or so. Like
I'm hoping. Yeah.
Although I don't really particularly like seeing ladies like. I don't need to see ladies like bleeding or getting hit hard and stuff like that.
I'm always afraid with ladder matches, like Money in the Bank. Women's Money in the Bank match always makes me super nervous.
For me, it has nothing to do with like performance level or capability or desire. For me, it has to do with like bone density and and weight. Like if you're gonna go through a ladder or a table, you better be like a Nia Jax can handle it, maybe even a Tiffany Stratton. Like
Chelsea.
I'm not putting like AJ Lee through a table, man. Like
she can barely break one, probably. Like
you gotta Bubba Ray Dudley. You gotta like or Hangman Page it. You gotta go through the table more than them. Like,
yep.
And then the commentators just gotta put it over. Like, oh my god. Then maybe.
Yep. All right. Let's move on. Adam Pearce announces that Seth Rollins is cleared. Gunther is out. Gunther beats the living ish out of him and points at the WrestleMania sign, which makes the match official apparently now. Gunther versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Both of their opponents were injured, so they put
I think they made it official before the show was even done or whatever, like on or was
they did
after.
They did.
Yeah, so like he didn't even need to point at the sign. Like Adam Pearce was on that stuff after last week and the rest of the night tonight. He's like on form. He like saw them together. He's all like, oh, WrestleMania match. Let's announce it right now. He's like, I don't know what's been going on, why I haven't been doing this. But we all know why they haven't been doing this. They were waiting to see if Braun Breaker was going to be healthy. Obviously, was not. They were the plans with Rey Mysterio have been kiboshed due to his ribs for Gunther. I thought maybe we might get a drag it off if they were just going to give us a banger, but it looks like they're going to try and do that with Steph or with Seth. And they can say this should be a banger, first time ever match. They can put it over. What do you think about what they're doing here? Because I don't want to just go on forever because I got a lot to talk about.
Look, no, for me, here's the thing. Like, it makes sense, right? All rumors say that Gunther was supposed to be facing Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio got injured, a couple broken ribs here in Toronto right before Royal Rumble. On the other side, you have Seth Rollins with Braun Breaker. It makes sense, and these are two great performers. So you can put Seth Rollins in the ring with anyone, and he will make a story out of it. Same with Gunther. Say what you want about Gunther. Gunther takes a lot of crap from a lot of internet wrestling fans now, because of the whole career killer type thing. People call him boring, people call him this, people call him that, but you know what? He is one of the best in-ring performers in WWE, if not the best. The only thing that makes me a little sad is the possibility of a Dragunov Gunther match at WrestleMania, Matt. That's what I would have loved to see. But how are you going to explain that with when them being on completely opposite shows? Here, you can just say, "Look, I hate you, Seth."
All right. Well, first of all, you got your whiteboard right with all your names. You've circled a whole bunch of them and crossed them off lately with these ladder matches with everything, and you're getting down to what's the status of Braun, guys? Now he's still not. It's a hernia guy. We don't want to rush this. He's going to be out. He's our future. Let's not rush that. We don't want to screw. All right. You know what? Seth, we got to have a match for Seth. He's been cleared. We got to have a match for. Let's do this. So I'm okay with it because it's like plan C, plan D, right? Like, and they had to do something. So I'm okay with that. You were saying that he's the best in-ring worker. Like one of the best of all time. So it's the reasoning, right? You're going to be like, why this? Right. Also, because plan D, here's the why I would hope, and here's the way it would go, is it's not that it's about the money, right? Like you said, best in-ring guy. Like the ring is sacred to Gunther. He's the ring general.
Yeah.
So to me, it's more like if Paul Heyman's like, I'm offering you a deal, I'll give you money. He's like, I don't want money. He's like, what can I give you? What can I give you? He's like, you can't be legend killer all the time everywhere, but he can be like, I want a career. I want Brock. Give me Brock. I want Brock at SummerSlam for his career. He'd be like, Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll make this happen. Or I want Brock for his career, whatever. That's the deal. Or you owe me a favor, like whatever they did with CM Punk earlier, right? You owe me a favor. I don't want money. He's like, fine, help me with Seth. So that's what happens. And so you have your match. I would think that Gunther, whether he wins or loses, he's like, you still owe me a favor. I want Brock. So is Brock going to beat Obafemi? I think perhaps. They're putting Obafemi over hard. No, Brock hasn't gotten anything over him. Brock's backed away every single week. So
I would be shocked if Brock doesn't win at this point.
Over. Obafemi's got a whole career of crushing people. So Brock over. Gunther wants his career. Maybe Gunther doesn't beat him, whatever. I don't know. And then you're gonna have Obafemi, and then Gunther's like, or Gunther takes Brock's career, and then Gunther goes after Obafemi, who's now the champ. Or I don't know. There's all kinds of millions of things you can do. Or Obafemi in the future is, with the title, he can take Brock's final. He'd be like, I want the title again. No, wait, you got to give me your career or whatever. They're gonna do something. Now I'm just battling.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be cool.
It'll be good. It's gonna work. It's gonna work out.
Who wins? This is the problem with this. I'm sorry to cut you off. I don't want to keep going. Who wins? So this is Seth never lost the world title, and he just won the Crown Jewel Championship when he got injured. So
here's the thing. You can give it to Seth, and the reason it's not going to hurt Gunther whatsoever.
I would have said that in the past, and they've done it a few times. They had him lose to Cody. They've had him lose to Sammy. They've had him lose. They had him lose to Jey Uso, right? It's not going to affect him. Right now, he's on a run. He's on a big run, a dominant run. I'm Gunther. I don't think it's good either way. Here's what I think they should do. I bet you that just like Seth has been active, like physically active, but not clear to wrestle, Braun Breaker can interfere at WrestleMania. Braun Breaker return at WrestleMania. Big spear takes the win, and then you've got a whole month to 5-6 weeks of build up before he actually has to get in the ring of still healing time, right? So I think they could do something like that to save face for everybody. That would be what I would do if Braun is ready. I'm like, when I say Braun, I'm like, Braun, is that his name? I'm like, yeah, that is his name.
Yeah, no. It is.
Braun.
Roman Reigns, CM Punk. CM Punk still getting one over on Roman Reigns. I liked it. Yeah. The fans, interesting reaction to Punk.
Yeah. I kind of like that they just went straight at it. This was.
Yeah.
You know what? In a lot of ways, they got a double whammy redemption. In kayfabe, Punk got his redemption, and in real life, they redeemed a bad pull apart brawl. So Punk comes back, gets the power bomb on Roman, as well as we get a kick-ass brawl that had the exact opposite feel of the Friday brawl. This did not feel overly scripted. This felt intense. This felt like true hatred, and I just love who's housing old now, buddy. Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns, that popped me. Popped me.
It was good. I liked it a lot. But again, it's the same stuff over and over, and that's, I don't know, it's good. The setup is good, but they can do different things, I think.
Okay, well, you had
it's the same thing over and over.
You had promo, then Roman gone, so Uso promo, then Roman back, attack, now Punk attack. Now you've got a week
but it's
with
all
no
promos.
Roman.
It's all promo. You could put them, not them in a match together. I don't want to see can they coexist BS anymore, but they can put Roman in one match, Punk in one match, and then have interacted in different ways. But
I think they've realized
with both title matches being the same essential setup, I don't know. Look, I'm liking it. I don't want to deny this, but I just want something different.
I don't need. See, I'm like, what do you want? I don't want an official. I don't need a tag match.
No,
I don't need a 6-man with the Usos against FTR and Punk. I don't need that shit. Damn it, I don't need that housing.
6.
I think this is fine. And now Roman's not there next week. I guess on the last week before Mania, we got to have a contract signing because you can't. Why are you contract signing on one title and not for another?
I know.
Exactly. What's going on there? So we got to, obviously it's the contract signing for the final week. So we're going to have some more shenanigans. They've shenan once. They will shenan again. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. I know what you're saying. Real quick, before we go, I'm sorry for cutting you off. I do want to bring this up. We have a couple minutes left. I want to give kudos to TNA referee Alice Lane for stopping the match on Friday between Mike Santana and Steve Macklin after Macklin took a vicious super kick, and she just stepped in and did the right thing because we didn't know how Macklin was. We didn't know if he was injured or how injured he was, and they stopped the match right away. Kudos to her.
Dude, that's some Bret Hart stuff right there. He could have been seriously injured or concussed. Thank God he's okay.
Yep.
This is no OVW referee having a seizure action, right? They've learned their lesson. TNA is going to TNA, but they're not that stupid. They might have been that stupid if that hadn't happened the week before.
Literally
right.
Right.
But they're all like, no. So they dodged a bullet here. I hope but TNA is once again going to TNA. If they do not make Mike Santana's super kick the most devastating move in TNA, then they're out of their freaking minds. Like, I'm ending careers. So you're lucky I didn't Bret Hart you. Like, I'm ending people with this super kick. Okay, you know what I'm talking about? They need to get like a cracking sound on the loudspeaker and a guy who's all like, hey, shuffle, make it sound like you're like a bullet going off. And they will not do anything anywhere near that. So TNA going to TNA.
Like you said, TNA is going to TNA. That is all of the time we have here on KPHR Hamilton and on YouTube at Hutch Henry's. Hutch, where can we find your marvelous, wonderful work?
You can find me at Hutch Henry's online, pretty much on every social. And then from there, follow to all of my other endeavors. And you can find me, I guess, online, seeing what other people say about Dynamite, since we didn't have enough time to tell you about what's happening at Dynamite tonight. So go enjoy the show. Wait, it's not Wednesday. Oh, I still think it's Wednesday.
There we go. There we go. A+Productions.com is where you can find all of the information about this wonderful show. Go to your favorite podcasting app, A+ Wrestling. Hit that subscribe. Leave a review. That helps very much. We've had an issue with the podcast feed, but it's all fixed. We are all good. It's all happy. We're all groovy. Thank you so much for listening. And on behalf of the entire A+ crew, thank you. But most importantly, stay tranquilo.